Hi, Hannah. Hold on. I can't hear you yet. I'm not sure if your audio is connected. Oh, mm, no. Okay, I can hear you, but it's very low. A little. Can you make it a little louder so I can hear you better? Okay. It's still low, but I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you like It's okay. I think we can manage. Yes, I can hear you. But there's a bit of some noise in the background, like background noise, I think. That's perfect. Oh, microphone. Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah, everything's going well. It's we haven't talked in 2 weeks, right? So how have you been? Yeah. 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 Still there. Um, yeah, and I'm good. I just came back from traveling. Went to London, and it was really interesting because I saw a lot of similarities between New York City and London, actually. So I think when they were designing New York City, I think they were designing it based on London. Because what I realized is that in London they have a town square, and they call it Leicester Square, right? And in New York City, we also have a square. We call it. I mean, we have exactly Times Square. That's like the city center. And right next to Leicester Square in London, there's the theater district, right, where you see all the plays and stuff like that. And also in New York City, right next to Times Square is Broadway, the theater district, where you see all the plays and stuff. So I saw lots of similarities. So maybe when they were designing New York City and stuff like that, they took some inspiration from different cities like London and maybe other places as well. So that was very interesting. But when I was there, I watched Phantom of the Opera. It's a very popular show. And another thing I realized is that if you spend a long time in London, you're going to start enjoying the theater. Like I'm not a very big fan of going to the theater, but you see that there's many advertisements for theater plays and stuff like that. Like it's just all around you all the time. And I think that a lot of people in London watch watch shows over there. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like a thing in London that people just do. It's a popular thing in London. I mean, like Broadway shows in New York are popular, but I feel like in London it's more popular. It's more prevalent that more people go to it. Um, so that's something that's interesting to me. Like yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely one reason. London is so small. Um, that's that's another thing I noticed as well, that it's very small. You know, you can get from one part of London to another part very quickly. But yeah, yeah, there's definitely not that much to do when, especially when I was there. You know, like once I finished watching the play, I was like, okay, now what else? What else to do? You know, there wasn't much else to do. The other thing I did was I went to go watch a soccer game, and that was fun. You know, I went to the Arsenal Stadium, but they call it Emirates Stadium. Like, I'm not sure if you know this one. Emirates.
No,
Emirates.
no.
No? Okay. Well, I guess it's
Is it
like,
like sphere for sports?
yeah, exactly. It's a stadium, but it's Emirates Stadium. So I think Emirates is the name of the London team. Like, yeah, exactly. It's the stadium. Yeah. So the London team is Arsenal, and they play at Emirates Stadium. So I think the Arsenal team is is like so it's Emirates, right? It's like the whole group, I think, and then Arsenal is like one team inside the Emirates group, right? So it's Arsenal, then there's other teams. Um, so that was, and it was very interesting because during the game, one person who was watching the game, like he was in the audience, right? He was watching the game, so um, he actually jumped from the audience seat into onto the field, and he started running around on the field saying "woo." He was running on the field where the players were playing football. They were playing soccer, and he was running all around the field, and
Did
just
nobody catch him?
the security guards, I think the security guards are too fat, so they couldn't, so they were running, but he was faster than them, and you know, they couldn't catch him, and it was just funny. And everybody was cheering. They're like, "Yay, go, 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 go!" So I think you're right. You know, there's not a lot of things to do in London. It's very boring, and when people see stuff like that, they get excited and they say, "Yay, yay, go, go, go!" Um, but yeah, that was very fun to see. That was nice.
Yeah, I think there are many differences between the people in London and the people in Americans spare time activities
Yeah.
with Chinese spare time activities.
Mm.
Yeah, in China we have a lot of things to do. We have many places in the city for people to go to.
Hmm.
For example, just like a place, and the place has many interesting rooms. And for example, in one room you can see dolphins, you can see sharks, crocodiles, and in another room you can see, I mean, big
Yeah.
room. You can feed the birds,
Is it a
and
zoo?
it is not a zoo, just an entertainment place.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the ticket is very cheap, just for people to go for fun.
Okay.
And yeah,
So what other entertainment is in this place other than like just seeing the animals, dolphins and sharks and stuff like that?
you can play with the sand. You can climb the things like a mountain, and
Hmm.
they give you a machine to protect you, and you can climb.
Oh, rock climbing. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
rock climbing, and a lot of things like that. And we have many places to go to release our pressure.
Yeah, stress, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can boxing,
Yeah.
and and they have many ways.
Hmm.
Also, we go to the movies. I think this one is the most popular.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I think we have some of those. Oh, barbecue. Oh, yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
found that place. Nobody knows the place. There even no, there even no, there are no
Yeah.
homes in the place. It's just a wild place, and maybe there is a lake or river beside you, and you can
Okay, okay. Oh, is it like is it kind of like a
Yeah,
camp or picnic, right? Where you go out
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you like cook in the
Wildlife.
wildlife. Yeah, wildlife, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess like picnics, you don't have to cook. You can just bring the food already cooked. But like, I guess, is it a? Yeah, I guess I would call it a barbecue. Yeah, I would still call it a barbecue. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think that's because you like to the people in
hmm
your country like to eat something like bread
yeah,
or the food are already cooked.
mm,
But in China, we like to eat hot food.
mm,
I mean, the food is hot, is warm.
yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
just finished cooking, right? Just finished,
yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that. That's pretty
It's
good.
a big difference.
So what about nightlife in China, like going to bars and clubs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I am not a person who likes go to the bar
Really?
because yeah, in China sometimes bad things happen in bar
Mm.
because some people, I think, mm, there is another difference between the two countries. In your country, the well-educated people they go to the bar to
Hmm.
have fun,
Yep.
but in China, maybe only one half the people are educated,
Mm.
and another half maybe they didn't have any education and they just do something about just I don't know.
Yeah. So
Sometimes they are not good
I
at
see.
right.
Okay. And those are ones who tend to start trouble when they're in the bar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And at night, all the shopping centers and the small bars. I mean,
Yep.
no music, but they have beer, the small bars, and like Japan, you know that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know.
Uh,
Oh, like have the small. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and we often go there,
Hmm.
like just walk in the garden is a good choice.
Oh, okay. Oh, walk in the garden. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me, because I think I need to open the door for my for my roommate. Hold
Yeah,
on. I'll
yeah,
be back
yeah,
one
yeah.
second. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for you.
Okay. One second. I am. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, cause I noticed that like yeah, I mean like when I'm hearing things about um, Asia and stuff like that, and yeah, China didn't really seem to have like a lot of busy like nightlife things to do, you know. Um, so I guess that's why is because like when you go to the bars, it's pretty dangerous and people always there's lots of like bad things that happen at the bars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for girls.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. And I also heard like that like even on the trains like in crowded places, girls sometimes get touched and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in big cities because in big cities the train, the subway,
Hmm.
the undergrounds are very crowded than in smaller cities. So people get touched when
Right.
you are on the subway, and
Gosh.
the the old man, they have something in their mind.
Yes. Yeah.
They
Hmm.
have thing in their mind.
Yeah.
They always do the things.
And you know that, and the thing is that I feel so bad for the girls because those people who do that, those guys that do that, they don't realize that doing that to a person or doing that to a girl, it can traumatize them. It can traumatize the girl. It can make the girl have. Hold on, I'm a traumatize. Yeah, because if if a girl is like touched inappropriately, it can have a bad effect on her mind mentally. I I know that like um, you know if like let's say for example a girl's on the train and then somebody touches her and like inappropriately in like touches her chest or touches her you know butt or anything like that. Yeah. They and now she has this feeling of like being scared of like going on the train again because now she's saying, oh, I don't want this to happen again, and it's gonna make her uncomfortable taking the train for the rest of her life. So stuff like that is what really gets me upset because men don't understand that like doing things like that can really hurt someone mentally. Now mentally she's gonna be scared of riding the trains or riding the bus.
Yeah,
So
I agree
yeah,
with you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan, can you tell me the answer to the question?
Oh yeah, yeah. So let's.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. That was a good question.
confused about logic.
Yeah. So I want to ask, like, what did so when you read it, what do you think it means? I just want to hear how you thought about it.
I thought the child does not choose to study another language like Chinese because it would be interesting to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's noise in the background.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I understand it like it is interesting to do nothing,
Okay.
right? I mean, so here that means so means does not choose to, and the second part, the thing will give her academic credits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Give her
this
academic
means
credits. Yeah. So I think
this will
like
give the child pressure.
yeah, yeah. So I think like the main thing that we have to think about in this sentence is the first line, right? So a preschool child does not choose to, right? So when I see this, right, I see the main things is preschool child and does not choose to. Um, when I see this, I think that okay, this is maybe comparing a preschool child to other people, like other people's reasoning of choosing to study another language, right? So this is saying a preschool child does not choose to study another language because it would be interesting to do so or would give her academic credits, right? And if you really think about this, let's flip it around and say like a college student, right? Like a college student chooses to study another language because it would be interesting to do so or would give her academic credits, right? So I guess like this sentence is saying like the reason why children or a preschool child will study another language isn't because of these things, right? It's just because maybe they want to communicate with someone, and this is the only way that they can communicate with that person, right? They communicate with that person by learning that person's language. Like maybe at home, maybe their mom only speaks Chinese, and so that means that the child would have to learn Chinese because she needs to communicate with her mom. So the preschool child is not learning the language because it's interesting or will give her like academic results, right? She's just learning it out of necessity, right? Out of need. You know, so I don't. I think that's what it means. I think it means that like preschool children, they don't do things because it's interesting. They do things because they want to be able to. They do things because they want to be able to connect more with other people, I guess. You know, so basically the preschool child does not try to learn another language, not because not because they think it's going to be interesting, or because it's going to give them academic credits. It's not because of these reasons. That's what it means. Yeah.
So if it is Chinese, they would put not ahead of because. The logic will be better.
If it's Chinese.
Yeah, for example, in Chinese we always say, "I love you not because you are rich.
Mm-hmm.
You are my boss.
Right.
Just because you have your virtue.
Mm-hmm.
Am
Okay.
I right? They are saying the same thing. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, they're almost saying the same thing. I guess like, so you're saying where they put the not in this sentence, a preschool child does not choose to study another
Yes,
language.
I would write like a preschool child choose to study another language, not because it would be interesting to do so or would give her
Oh, okay, I see what you're
more
saying. Yeah,
benefit.
that would make it much clearer. That would make it much more
Uh-huh.
clear. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, a preschool child does not. Yeah, and also, I feel like this is an incomplete thought. The way that this sentence is structured, like I'm expecting them to continue explaining why a preschool child chooses to study another language, right? Because this is saying, oh, a preschool child does not choose to study another language because of these reasons.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
and then
It's
you're waiting for the other part, right? The other part is, why do they
yeah.
study it? Um,
I have another question,
mhm.
and I can type it for you.
Okay.
The difference between these two words. This is a friend asked me yesterday, and I don't know how to answer him. Mm, experiment. What's the difference between the two words? I just look up from the dictionary, but dictionary says they are the same. Are they the same?
Where did you type it? Where did you type it?
Uh, uh, the chat.
I don't see it.
Where should I type it?
Yeah, I mean, you could type it in the chat, but I don't see it in the chat. That's what I'm saying. Um, I don't know why. Why don't I see it?
Again?
Um, it's not showing.
Mm, where should I type? I just type from the bottom, the right hand.
Yep,
There is a logo, and I just clicked it,
yep,
and I type them.
yep. And did you send your message?
Yeah, yeah. I sent message.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know why I don't see it.
Can I type them using WeChat?
Sure, sure.
Can you? Yeah, yeah. Mm, yes. WeChat.
Ex-
Can you see that?
Experientialism.
Experientialism.
Experiential.
Accidentally.
Okay, let me look up this word because I've never even seen this word.
You have never seen the word?
Never experientialism. Is that real? Hannah, is that a real word?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you playing
Yeah,
it? Are you
yeah.
playing with me? Are you joking?
No, no, no. I just look up the words from the dictionary,
Hmm.
and the the definition of the two words they are similar,
Yeah.
but actually they are different because my friend studies in he is interested in philosophy,
Yep.
and the two words are related to philosophy.
Yeah, but it okay. Empiricism. Empiricism is a theory that all knowledge originates in experience.
Yeah, yeah, just a practical.
And experientialism is a philosophical theory that experience is the source of all knowledge, not purely deductive, formal, or tautological.
I think they are similar, the definition.
Yes, I also think that they are similar. Experience is the source of all knowledge, not purely deductive. Okay, so I think that like they're very similar. I think experientialism goes a little more deep into this theory.
And
So
the first one goes further.
yes, I think the first one goes further into this theory. So they're both based on that theory that knowledge comes from experience, but experientialism is more of a deeper examination of that theory. So it goes further and tries to break down this theory even more. Um, so I guess they break down the definition of experience, right? Because experience can mean many things, right? Experience can mean watching someone do something and you learn from that experience, or experience can mean doing something with your own hands and you learn from that experience. Experience can mean just listening and you learn from that experience. So I think that's what it means when it says that experience is the source of all knowledge, not purely deductive, formal, or tautological. So those three things, not purely deductive, formal, or tautological. So it goes further into that theory. That's what I think. That's my guess on it. So
Have you ever heard of them, the words in your daily life?
no, but I have heard of empiricism. I haven't heard of the first one, experientialism.
Yeah, so maybe the second one is more common
Yeah,
in TV or in newspaper.
yeah, because I guess because it's the surface level, right? It's just like the surface level of the theory, right? So it's very common because it's not too deep, right? But then the first one, because it's very deep into the theory, it's not used often. It's only used with the people who study that philosophical theory. So yeah, that's the reason I think.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So are you? So you haven't been able to go to work?
Yeah, maybe I will go to work the week after next week.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
also heard that I heard that like there are volunteers going around giving people vaccines. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Almost half of the doctors and nurses in my city, they
Mhm.
go to the city.
Mhm.
That city is very serious.
Yep.
The situation there is very serious. Almost 600 people got the virus, and
Mhm.
almost 100 people died every
Yeah.
day.
Wow.
And the people all around the world, they donate something. We cannot buy masks in every city
Right.
because all the masks in China goes there, and
Ah.
the other parts, they just stay at home
Oh.
to avoid the danger.
I see. Mhm.
doctors, and the situation is better now because in the past, almost 6,000 people got the virus, but now only 600
Oh,
every
wow.
day.
Wow.
Yes, it's better.
That's way better. Way better.
It is true.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad that things are getting better. So
yeah,
continue to stay safe, and I hope that everything works out. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right.
Ryan.
Thanks, Hannah. It was great talking to you again. All right.
Okay, nice talking to you again.
All
See you
right.
next time.
See you next time.
See you. Bye bye. Have
Bye.
a good dream.
You too.